Davide Tardozzi warns Ducati will lose public relations practice. Pecco Bagnaia faces a grim title prediction. He has to climb Mount Everest. Let's dive into this, and be sure to watch until the end. Francesco Bagnaia's pursuit of retaining his MotoGP title in 2024 has become an increasingly daunting task, with many likening it to the near-impossible feat of climbing Mount Everest. This vivid comparison has been echoed by none other than Ducati's test rider Michel Piro, who is set to race this weekend. As the championship heads into its relocated final showdown in Barcelona, Bagnaia finds himself facing not only his own expectations, but the overwhelming challenge presented by his Pramac racing rival, Jorge Martin. The season, marked by intense competition between Bagnaia and Martin, has now reached a critical juncture. With Martin holding a commanding 24-point lead in the championship standings, the odds are heavily stacked in his favour. Martin has shown remarkable consistency throughout the season, managing to stay composed under pressure while making fewer mistakes than Bagnaia. This ability to learn from earlier setbacks has propelled Martin into the driver's seat of the title race, where he could potentially secure the championship as early as Saturday's sprint race. Piro, reflecting on the situation in an interview with Motosprint, expressed a sobering outlook for Bagnaia. The gap of 24 points may appear small, but it's an insurmountable advantage at this stage of the season. Martin has demonstrated that he is capable of capitalizing on every opportunity, keeping a laser focus on each race and avoiding the costly errors that have occasionally plagued Bagnaia. While Bagnaia has been nothing short of phenomenal, winning 10 full-length Sunday races over the course of the season, the bitter irony remains that even such a dominant display might not be enough to clinch the title. To some, it would be seen as an absurd outcome for the reigning champion to walk away without the crown, despite such a prolific record of victories. On the other hand, Martin's steady hand and tactical precision have positioned him as the rider with the upper hand, turning this year's championship battle into a showcase of not just speed, but mental resilience. For Piro, this weekend also holds personal significance. He will be stepping in for VR46 rider Fabio Di Giannantonio, who is sidelined with an injury, marking Piro's first race appearance this season. His presence on the grid will fill the gap left by Andrea Iannone, who had competed in Sepang in a similar replacement role. Beyond this weekend's race, Piro's focus will quickly shift to the post-season testing, where he will once again be instrumental in developing the Desmosedici GP25, Ducati's next-generation MotoGP machine. Piro has already played a key role in the GP25's evolution, which will be piloted by Bagnaia and Marc Marquez next season as Ducati's factory riders. According to Piro, refining an already exceptional bike has proven to be a significant challenge. With a strong foundation to build upon, Ducati's goal is to fine-tune the machine to suit the needs of its riders in the coming year. The GP25 has undergone extensive testing at circuits like Misano and Jerez, and Piro is eager to put the bike through its paces on Barcelona's low-grip surface. It is on this track that Ducati will aim to validate the progress they've made, hoping the refinements will deliver the performance edge necessary to remain competitive at the highest level. Looking ahead, the 2025 season will see Bagnaia and Marquez continuing to push Ducati's competitive edge, with Di Giannantonio also being the third rider granted access to the GP25 in the coming year. This dynamic will set the stage for Ducati to maintain its presence at the forefront of the MotoGP grid, though the immediate focus remains on the final showdown between Bagnaia and Martin. An uphill battle that could define not just this season, but potentially the future trajectory of both riders' careers. As MotoGP heads into the final race of the 2024 season in Barcelona, Ducati faces an unusual challenge that goes beyond the racetrack. Jorge Martin, the current championship leader riding for Pramac Ducati, holds a 24-point advantage and is poised to secure his first world title. While this would be a significant achievement for Ducati, the real concern lies in what happens next year. Martin will be moving to Aprilia in 2025, and with him the coveted #1 plate could be displayed on his new Aprilia bike. This could create a major public relations issue for Ducati, as their rival team would take full advantage of this symbolic victory, despite Martin's title being won on a Ducati. For Ducati, having their championship-winning rider showcase the #1 plate for another manufacturer would be a bitter pill to swallow. even though the official records would highlight Martin's title win on a Ducati. Aprilia's ability to capitalize on this with the #1 plate could shift the narrative. Aprilia would gain significant prestige from having the reigning champion on their bike, potentially overshadowing Ducati's own success. Ducati team boss Davide Tardozzi has downplayed the PR concerns, stating that they are focused on winning the championship regardless of what happens in 2025. However, it's clear that the optics of the situation could be damaging to Ducati's image, allowing Aprilia to seize an important marketing opportunity. In addition to the potential PR loss, Ducati's reigning champion Francesco Bagnaia finds himself in a difficult position. Bagnaia, who won back-to-back world championships in 2022 and 2023, has struggled with consistency this season and now faces an uphill battle to retain his title. To make matters worse, Bagnaia's support on the grid is minimal. His current teammate, Enea Bastianini, has little incentive to help him, as Ducati has already announced that Bastianini will be replaced by Marc Marquez for 2025. With Bastianini set to join KTM next season, there is no obligation for him to assist Bagnaia in the championship fight. Marquez, who will join Ducati next year, is also unlikely to get involved in this season's title battle. Meanwhile, Jorge Martin has demonstrated exceptional consistency throughout the season, making him the favorite to secure the championship in Barcelona. His ability to avoid mistakes and stay composed under pressure has given him a significant edge over his rivals. This season could also mark a historic moment for Pramac Ducati, as no satellite team has ever won a MotoGP World Championship. Pramac, though closely tied to Ducati, operates with fewer resources than the factory team, making their potential title win even more remarkable. If Martin clinches the championship, it would be a groundbreaking achievement for Pramac and team owner Paolo Campinotti, who has dedicated years to building the team into a competitive force. The 2024 season finale is not just about securing a world championship. It is a turning point for multiple teams and riders. Pramac Ducati's potential triumph would be a landmark victory for a satellite team, but their partnership with Ducati will end after this season, as Pramac is set to become Yamaha's satellite team in 2025. Ducati, on the other hand, risks losing the PR battle to Aprilia, who could ride into the next season with the #1 plate on their bike. As the season concludes, Ducati finds itself in a precarious position, on the verge of another world title, but potentially overshadowed by their rivals in the year to come.